You here, I got it. Anybody who wants to sign in there, we'll pass that around. Okay, go ahead and call the meeting to order. First order of business is approval of minutes from January 7th. We made no motions, just discussions about oak trees, satellite dishes, website, and a little bit about where we're headed for this year. So, sign that. Okay, item number 3, management activities.
Okay. As of January 31st, we have outstanding $39,908.28 of your 2013 dues, which means we have collected 68.82%. Last year at this point, we had collected 65%, so we are ahead by 3.82%. And those are unaudited numbers because we're preparing our January financials right now. Since our last meeting for inspections, 2 inspections were conducted in the month of January. A total of 77 letters were sent out. There were no new demand letters, no new pre-suit mediations or injunctions were filed. We have just very few open cases. As far as inspections, I had one complaint on a basketball court. Someone said that nighttime games were taking place, and I can't see it, it's in the backyard, but a neighbor did send pictures. We sent a courtesy letter telling them that they really were they have to submit an ARB, but they called me on the phone and I said, I don't think a basketball court in the backyard will be approved, but the process is you have to submit an ARB to the committee. And I have not received an ARB as of this point. I have a January call log to hand out for John. All the calls are closed from January. Our collections report, of course, for 2013, we don't have launched yet. I'll report that at the end of the first quarter. I met the ARB tonight. We approved 9 ARBs and 1 they're bumping to the board for input, a split decision, and it was a member that submitted a driveway extension. It is within the easements. The concern was that the concrete is going on both sides of the driveway to extend it. So I can pass this around.
Did you approve and they disapproved, or?
I disapprove it going toward the middle of the front yard. And then we had kind of a split with the remaining board.
Okay.
So if y'all want to look at that, we'll pass that around. And then my last item is security, and we had off-duty security in the month of January for a total of 32 hours. That's my report.
Let's see if I have any specific questions for you. Anybody else have any specific questions? Okay, go ahead and move on to, before I move on to item number 4, obviously this is more people than I've ever seen in any meeting, so I'm happy to see you all here. It's good that, you know, something has brought everybody here, because usually the meetings are you know, onesie, twosies, people with complaints. So I am happy you're here. I know you may think I'm not happy you're here, but I am happy you're here. I think it's a really good thing. Hopefully, after tonight, maybe someone will want to step up and do something, you know, maybe come up and become a board member, become an ARB, because that's, the community needs the involvement. We really do. So, as we continue to run the meeting here, just to make sure that we'll get to owners' comments, obviously, and we'll come over time for owners' comments. Obviously, some people have their issues. I don't know if everyone does, but we'll just go one at a time. We'll stay here until everybody gets their interest in their questions answered. So don't worry about it. We're going to get to you. Just that's a little bit down. We're going to talk about a couple other things before we get there. And since I have such a big group of people here, I do have some issues that I may just throw out to you for your opinion. So if I do ask an opinion, I'd be interested to see what a group of obviously concerned citizens think about some of the things we're headed towards.
Can you just introduce yourselves, just because we haven't been here, we're not sure.
Yeah, my name is John Montanero, I'm the president.
Robert Patton. I'm the vice president.
Matt Schmel, I'm the secretary.
Greg Mosley.
Member at large.
And I'm Sherry with Kingdom Management.
Since do you all live in the community, or
Yes.
everybody lives?
Yeah, we're all residents here.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all Oakleaf residents here.
Not Sherry from
Yeah,
Kingdom
except
Management.
for Sherry.
Okay, thank you.
So anyway, like I said, we will get a space. I will answer everybody's question here tonight. I will not leave until everybody has had their answer or question answered. So I just want to get that out so you didn't get the answer. So the next item on the agenda is the security. Tom?
Go
Go ahead and introduce yourself just so you know.
Yeah, I'm Tom Horton. I volunteered roughly a year ago to coordinate the activities between the Clay County Sheriff's Office and the board here, because they had other things to be doing, so they want somebody to help with. So 2 people volunteered and I showed up, and I won by default, I guess. But it's been interesting though. I got quite a few things I'd like to mention, so don't mind bearing with me here. I think we talked about that intersection at Thousand Oaks Drive and Cardinal Oaks Circle. There's been a problem with speeders over there, people running the stop signs, I think especially. I got the problem was reported on October 4th, and Deputy Ehrenfield on November the 2nd went over there and contacted and talked to the resident about it and found out what the problem was. On the 13th, he went over there and he conducted a traffic assignment, and I don't think he wrote up any tickets at the time because he wasn't there at the time, but it's really, really bad. I signed it off on October 24th because it didn't seem like anything was happening on it, so I dropped it off the report at that time. On January 16th, it popped up again. It was brought out again. The problem times were from 8 to 9:30 a.m. to 2:15 to 4:15 p.m. So what I did this time is, because it's such a big problem, I went to the Sheriff's Office website and I had put a thing on there for traffic. I requested to have the deputies come out on the motorcycle patrols. I thought that might be more effective than having a green and white sitting there that you could pretty much see at that intersection. So I requested that. I never got any feedback, but I did talk to Deputy Jones over there, and he assured me that the Sheriff's Office got that and they were acting on it, which is true. I think there was some deputy up after that. So that was good that we reported that. Deputy Ehrenfield was there from 9 to 9:30 one day, and monitoring the section again. It was quiet that day. January 29th, Deputy Wilson, and these 2 deputies I mentioned, Airfield and Wilson, the 2 guys that the Kingdom Management paid, or the association paid to come out here and do extra patrols for Oakleaf East down here. Deputy Wilson was out there. He did 3 traffic stops, and he was there from 6:30 to 10:30. So, and he's got a black car, so it's pretty hard to spot him. So, so he was probably pretty successful at it. Deputy Ehrenfield monitored the intersection from 8:50 to 9:30 on January 31st, and he conducted several traffic stops for speeding around the area. On the 25th now, I found out there's a website out here that's got Oakleaf residents in it, which is, I found to be real interesting. To let you know what's going on around here. And and again, this is a good thing. I hope the deputy will take this back and tell other people back here, but just some of the comments were on there. Mentioned on the website was there was a shout out to the 2 deputies watching the intersection, pulled over 2 vehicles within 10 minutes of arrival. Made the morning much smoother without having to dodge vehicles. Glad they finally stopped the madness. Sad thing is, and this is the last time on that day, sad thing is 2 days after they leave the area for another hot spot, everyone contracts amnesia and goes back to their old speed selves. And this guy's commented on there a couple times. I thought, it sounds like he makes a lot of good sense. And I went to his Facebook thing, and he's a JSL officer. I wondered something. When I went there, he had a picture of his patrol car. So that was good. On January 27th, some more comments on the website. It says, another thank you to the awesome deputies in my neighborhood today. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate all you keeping the neighborhood safe. Another comment, I've been seeing more of the police presence as well. Another one, it's been nice seeing them here. It makes me feel 1,000 times better knowing they've been here so much lately. I said my kids actually played outside in the yard today. They said they feel safe knowing the police are watching and no one will run the stop sign and end up in my yard again. I can't thank them enough. And again, the JSO guy came in here and said, this is a lot of truth here, I think. Unfortunately, Oakleaf Plantation does not have a dedicated police force to constantly roam our streets. We have to be the eyes and ears of the CCSO and notify them whenever there's anything questionable going on. They will move their meager resources around to address spikes in crime trends and serious for a given time. It's good advice was go to the CSSO substation and talk with the patrol supervisor to address any of your concerns. If you see a deputy cruising through, flag them down, introduce yourself, and pass along what you feel are issues in the area, which I thought was good advice for everybody. So I'm glad there's a lot of people here who can hear that tonight. That's pretty much all I have. And you mentioned 32 hours last night. It must be an accounting thing because they did patrol for 40 hours last month, which is what we were trying to do. So.
We paid them for 32, maybe the last invoice got paid the first week of February.
Yeah, I think there's just
No lag.
a little lag there. Oh, by the way, on Sunday afternoon yesterday, they were out at Silver Lake down here, I guess, doing traffic patrol again. And so that's a good thing. That's pretty much all I have on that.
Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and go right into the budget.
Okay, anybody have any questions, Wes?
We've been asking over the last couple of months if it would be possible to get, we have our officers, as you heard, they patrol for 40 hours a month, and that's at our direction. So when we get a stop sign, traffic problems or something, we can put our they're Clay County officers, they have all the power of a uniformed officer, but they're at our, they're at our whim or whatever. We can tell them what to do. So when we get a hot spot, we send them there, but we also thought it'd be great during the summer months maybe to have a bike patrol. So this is what we were asking.
My name is Dean Jones, and I've been with the Sheriff's Office for 28 years now. I'm part of your Community Relations Unit, and my job is actually to fix problems in your neighborhood. That's one of my primary jobs. We will be working on bikes, and we will be happy to communicate with you about where you think your problems are. Again, my name is Dean Jones. Don't confuse me with any of the other Joneses, all right? If you need to get a hold of me, for you guys that have pens in your hand, get ready to write. My office number is 213-6131. All right? While most of the time I'm not in my office, I do answer my voicemail. All right? My email is djones@claysheriff.com. That's an easy one to remember. All right? I answer my emails pretty quickly, usually the next business day. Because every morning I check my emails and I'm sending back replies. I'll be happy to answer any questions. Any questions you pop up in your mind, if you want an answer to it and it's just something you don't want to call the sheriff, you say, Dean, what's the answer to this question? That's part of my job, finding out the answer to your questions. All right? Just to give you an idea, this is for 2012, for the total year, for Oakleaf. There were 821 traffic assignments just for this area. 1,207 citations were issued. All right? And if anyone wants to do the math, the normal citation, the minimum is $164. We don't get all that money, no. Part of it goes to the state, part goes to the county, and a little bit trickles back to the sheriff's office. All right. So we are out in force as far as the traffic issues. But if you have a specific traffic complaint, as Mr. Horton found out, if you go to our website, claysheriff.com, and you can go to the traffic complaint area. If you send an email, right now the current lieutenant is Ron Hodges, very good man. If you send them, try to specify the days and times that are the most reoccurring problems. All right? If you just say, I have a problem at this intersection, that's not going to narrow it down. If they have a pretty good idea when to go fishing in that area, that's a good thing to know. All right? Now, if you have a specific target, like right now I'm handling a problem over in Park West, they have a motorcycle that likes to drag race through the area. All right? I like to handle those myself personally, because 9 times out of 10, it's a neighbor that's actually doing it. Okay? I give you fair warning, we have written the HOA president and vice president citations sometimes when they call us up and speeding.
Yep, got me yet.
Yeah. It literally happened in Park West. They told us there was a speeding problem. The first 2 people we stopped were the president and vice president of the HOA for speeding. All right? So that isn't why I say that, for fair warning. If you tell us there's a speeding problem in your neighborhood, we will write citations. All right? There won't be warnings, there will be citations. All right? This is basically the only warning you get. And I think most of your speed limits are 15 miles an hour in these areas, which is a great thing, because most of your streets are narrower streets. All right? 15 miles an hour is a good number to have in these neighborhoods. And yes, we do bike patrol. Right now, you're looking at the only certified officer, all right, in my unit. The other 2 get to go to the class in March. All right? So about the time they learn how to ride a bicycle.
Now, are they going to be available for hire for the
For hire? Now that's going to be up. If you want to specify, you can specify deputies. All right? I don't know if they do off-duty work though.
Are you saying that you're planning to do bike patrols?
Yes.
It's just general bike patrol? Okay.
Yeah, but if you give us a specific area, we'll be happy to come out there. Now, while the motorcycles are very good, all right, at hiding in neighborhoods, there's nothing like a bicycle on a handheld radar. Because you don't see us until we step out in front of you and flag you down and pull you over. And we have done that in the past around here. All right. Now, one of the biggest problems we have in Oakleaf, all right, is the failure to lock things up you like. We have a like it, lock it program. And just to give you an idea, last year, deputies found 293, this is going to be mainly garage doors standing wide open. Now, most of those were at night, no less. Okay? One of our biggest burglary problems, there were 78 burglaries in Oakleaf itself last year. Most of those were to autos that were left unlocked. All right? One of the favorite pastimes of juveniles when they get bored is to walk through the neighborhood jingling the handles. All right? 90% of you use your ashtray to throw your loose change in. I checked my door pocket the other day. I had $35 in change in there. I bought steak that night.
Where do you park?
Yeah. Exactly. But think about it. These kids walk down there, most of you are going to have on the average $5 in your ashtray in change. All right? On the average, when they do this, we hit 20 to 30 cars. All right? That's a pretty good day for them. Besides the PlayStations, the DSLs, the iPods, the cell phones, and the occasional handgun people leave inside their vehicles. Folks, I even don't leave my handgun inside my vehicle. All right? If you carry a handgun and I have no problem with it, it goes from the car to the house. Lock it up. All right? Do not leave it in your car. Do not leave any valuables in your car. All right? If it's in plain view, you're going to get your windows smashed out, even if you do lock your car. Those GPSs come off the dash. They're actually meant to go back and be plugged into your computer for updates. You don't make that wrong turn somewhere down the street. All right? If you have the GPS systems, that's one of the favorite things nowadays to get stolen. Take it off the dash, bring it inside the house, plug it into the computer, let it get its update. All right? And let it charge up inside the house. If you get into those practices, you will actually reduce the number of burglaries in your neighborhoods. We had actually 30 criminal mischiefs in the area. They love your fences around here. All right, they love to paint on them. We had a few little incidences with BB guns, pellet guns at windows, the occasional mailbox, but most of it was the fences. All right. But our biggest problem is the failure to lock things up. It takes less than 30 seconds to walk into a garage, steal your golf clubs, your weed eater, and walk back out. All right, less than 30 seconds. Most of the time, you blame your child for not putting the tools back where they belong when you can't find them. All right, we literally had that happen in Eagle Harbor. This group of people decided to use it was an excellent idea. They took the lawn company truck, with the trailer no less. How many of you pay attention to the lawn service? They drove through the neighborhood. Every time they saw an open garage door, they walked into the garage, took whatever they felt like, threw it in the back of the truck or the trailer, and kept on going. We did eventually catch them. Half the property we recovered, we never could determine who the owners were, even though we knew that they stole it. All right? If you're not out in your front yard, have the garage door closed. Because the other scary part is 95% of you never lock the interior door to the garage that normally opens up into your kitchen or laundry room. All right? And sometimes they actually got bold enough to walk into the house, all right, and take the purse that was sitting on the kitchen counter. All right? Because half the time when you walk in your house, if you're carrying your laptop, your purse, whatever, your cell phone, you walk into the kitchen, you drop it on the counter while you go take care of your business. These guys were getting that bold. All right? So if you're not outside, close the door. The only other big thing is, and I have children of my own, they do the exact same thing, bicycles. Stolen bicycles. Kids will ride up to the front door of their house, drop the bike, usually mine unseats it while in motion, so it does a nice curve through the yard or something like that while he walks up to the front door. All right? It lays out in the front yard until the next time he goes to utilize it, or until someone gets tired of walking through the neighborhood, picks it up and rides down to his neighborhood. All right? That is our biggest problem. Unlocked cars, bikes left out in the front yard, and open garage doors. And like I said, if you have a problem in your neighborhood, contact us. All right. We have Vacation Watch. If you've not heard of that, what that means is you go out of town, I don't care if it's just for the weekend, call the sheriff's office. The non-emergency number is 264-6512. Specify that you want to go on vacation watch. Make sure you enunciate that, or else they're going to transfer you to me because I think you said neighborhood watch. All right? I hate to tell you the number of times I picked up the phone and got a message over the weekend. Hey, Deputy Jones, I'm going on vacation for the weekend. Can you watch my house? All right, I go home on Friday, come back Monday. Hope the house is okay. They will ask you a series of questions. They're very simple. When are you leaving? When are you coming back? What vehicles are going to be left at the house? What lights are going to be left on? Who has access to the house? And how can we contact you? All right? A patrol officer in a marked unit will be by your house to check on it. At least they will drive by and light it up. This gives you added protection. Marked units coming into your neighborhood reduces crime. So if everyone in the neighborhood gets on board and calls in whenever they go on vacation, even if it's just for the weekend, you've just increased the patrol activity in your neighborhood. You've just helped reduce crime. All right? And these guys have been very, very good about coming through your neighborhood. 9,296 times last year. All right? That's just the residential checks. All right? If everyone called the sheriff's office when they went on vacation and did this, that number would probably double, which would help reduce your crime. The other big thing is, do not hesitate to call the sheriff's office when you see something suspicious. Don't just watch it, call. We don't mind getting phone calls. We are the Clay County Sheriff's Office. We will respond. All right? I've had people that lived in Duval County that know the difference. We do come when you call. All right? And it might take a little while based on the severity, but we'll get there. All right? We will be happy to identify the subject that is walking through your neighborhood or driving through your neighborhood and make sure everything is okay. This also helps reduce crime. All right? Wasn't too bad. I think there was like 367 times that we responded to suspicious persons or vehicles. All right? but I usually divide that by 2 because half the time it's the deputy calling it in himself. So like I said, I would like to see that number increase by at least by twice, double it up. All right, don't hesitate to call the sheriff's office when you see something suspicious.
What was the non-emergency number?
2646512.
We'll put something in the newsletter.
Please. Speaking of which, we have Crime Watch. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we send people out who are on our list. You'll get a list of all the crimes that occurred in the county. It's good to know. All right. Number 1, you'll know what activity is occurring around you. All right. Because if it's occurring around you, it's probably heading your way. The number 2 thing is that you will see normally why crimes are occurring. And you'll see a lot of unlocked, unsecured, all right, or property left in plain view when you read these things. But it's always good to know what's going on. And at the end of the month, we send a report out telling you what crimes have been solved, which is also good to know. All right? And we average pretty good. All right? On our burglaries and stuff, we usually are standing out about 50% solved, almost half the crime on just burglaries alone. The national average is about 11%. All right. Duval County celebrated one time when they hit 17% clearance rate. All right, on the burglaries. All right. We're well above the national average. We do solve crimes in Clay County, and it's because of you folks right around here. All right. Because we would not be able to solve crime if you did not step up and make those phone calls. Sir.
Question. Do you have any idea of the comparison between what the crime out here compared to the rest of the county? Is it any better?
I could pull that. I could find that number. All right. There's someone has that number.
It doesn't seem like it's quite as bad. We get our share of it, so I believe in reports, but it doesn't seem like it's quite as bad here.
No, it's not. All right. 78 total burglaries for a, and when I say subdivision, I'm talking the whole Oakleaf area, phase 1 and 2, is an extremely low number. All right, extremely low. All right. Orange Park alone has 3 times that amount, I can guarantee it. All right.
Tom, before we let the deputy go, what was the golf cart thing you mentioned that Eagle Landing was doing?
Oh, I just mentioned that Eagle Landing, I guess the golf club over there donated a golf cart to the volunteers over there, the guys over there.
Is that for, because you mentioned the neighborhood watch, is that for use by neighborhood watch, or is there any connection?
You have to be part of our volunteers in police services, all right, our PIPs. You actually have to go through a little bit of training and everything. Most of our retired folks love to do it, all right? And you can get with Bill Doolittle. You just call the non-emergency number, ask to talk to him. And he can talk about volunteers. If you have retired people in your community, you want to be part of VIPs, all right, they go through a little bit of training. We have marked vehicles that they can drive. In some areas, they have golf carts they can utilize, all right? And these folks wear their nice little polo shirts, ball cap, all right, and they drive around.
So they're volunteer residents.
Yes.
With a little bit of Clay County training. Do they carry a radio or?
They are radio trained. Yes, they are. They know how to contact our dispatchers and everything, and let them know when a deputy needs to come.
Will Bill Doolittle come and talk to the board, or just?
He can. You can talk to him about coming and talking and explaining the whole scenario. Yes. He'll be happy to do that. Anyone else have questions? So I know I'm taking up a lot of time.
We'll go ahead and we'll go wrap up. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And Tom, anything else on the security?
No, that's all that.
Okay.
I appreciate you guys letting me speak. I'll be happy to come to any one of your meetings you want me to come to. All right? And we can go over any type of stats or work out anything that you need. Again, Dean Jones.
Okay.
All right? Call me if you need anything.
Okay, so on the security, we'll just keep on the only hotspot I'm aware of is that one intersection.